Happy Sunday! Welcome to the stream. Desmond is raring to go. We will be most likely finishing this game today, I think. He's so cute. Forgot to charge this. Oh. Congrats on last night. We only got sleet today. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Right? Right. Ooh, gotcha. Alright, so this is for her. See it. Yeah. Congrats on first Abby dose. All of his noises making into the microphone. This and this. 31 out of 50 achievements. Congrats on first Abby dose and thank you for the clip. Okay. 333 out of 600 potential ego points. Where are we headed? Dude, I need you not to do that on that hand. Come over here. Come over here. Where this hand isn't doing something. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Question Mrs. Marbury? It's the cat clicking, by the way. Oh, we're already here. I see. Hi, Nay. Oh my goodness.
How do you do? You must be Mr. Hercule Poirot. Chief Inspector Jupp told me that you might be coming.
All of the female voice actors are the same. I'm sorry. Every character is the same voice actor.
Madame, you may be of valuable help to me.
It would be my pleasure to help you. Will there be some journalists there as well?
I think you might even be interviewed. You are key witness.
I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined. As you can imagine, when I saw that, I called Scotland Yard.
Ghostie's not on my screen.
Well done. You were right. He did go to Doncaster.
So I was right to warn the police.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cust?
Well, he's odd. Sometimes he coughs really loudly and complains that his throat is burning, and sometimes he talks to himself and stares into space. He told me that it was because of a wound he got in the war. His head hasn't been quite right since, he said. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Where were the stains on the shirt?
On the collar and on the buttonholes.
Cut used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Oh, it wasn't for pleasure. He was always unwell on trains. But he had to sell his stockings around England. I have to respect my engagements, he used to say.
Do you know where Cust was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No, I don't know. That was a while ago, you know.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it. Ah, I remember one thing. Bexhill's by the sea, right?
Indeed, it is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cust asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
Very interesting. Please continue.
I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
Whoa!
When did he start buying the newspapers?
Let's see. I think it was just after the millionaire's murder in Churston. He didn't seem all that interested before that.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter.
Nice. Excuse me.
This woman appears to be in a good mood. Mrs. Marbury is in a good mood. She's working very precisely in producing incredibly thin peel.
I don't think my register will help you. Mr. Cuss rents his room all year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it.
Fine.
The truth is becoming apparent, and I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Do we? What? I didn't even get to read it. Hi, Free.
I really would like to help, but I think I've said all I have to say.
Where the duck
Thank
have you been?
You have been most
we
helpful.
all.
At your service.
I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Do you? Then just say it.
Mrs. Marbury, if I am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the Bexhill murder, Room 306 is Cust's room. Can you explain yourself?
Yes, I remember. Just for one night as a favor. Mr. Cust was away, all my other rooms were taken, and poor Mr. Fishman had nowhere to go.
You rented the same room to 2 people. Very profitable, but quite illegal.
But I didn't harm anyone. I was only helping everybody out.
Hmm. There's our typewriter.
John Milligan, Managing Director, Silky Legs, Frederick Street, Leicester. To A.B. Cust, Marbury's Guest House, 1935, May the 21st. Dear Sir, further to our letters dated 5th and 10th of the month, we confirm we are you as door-to-door salesman, according to the conditions stated in our previous letters. We will send you the articles by mail and also a Redfield typewriter you will be using for every business letter. Regarding the schedule of your rounds, please do as following. June 21, Andover. Arrive by train the 20th in the evening and get a room at Station Hotel. Start your turn in the north part of the town. This letter establishes that Cust went to Andover, but the ink has hidden the destinations of his other trips. I know from Mrs. Marbury that he went to Churston. I just have to show that he went to Bexhill, and I will have proved that he was present at all the crime scenes.
Okay. We could look for something.
Did Cust drop it when he opened the window? Or was it Mrs. Marbury while she was cleaning? Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them until there is nothing left. It is clear that he did not grow up in luxury. It's an ABC. A long-bladed knife. A murderer's weapon. This object will probably be useful to me.
You just gonna yoink it? Okay.
I have to get the ribbon. How am I going to do it?
How are you gonna do that?
The right-hand heel has been removed. The left-hand heel has been removed.
Can you not take it now?
Something is blocking the ribbon.
Something is blocking the ribbon.
Something is blocking the ribbon.
I don't know typewriters well enough.
Something is blocking.
Oh. Is it the middle part? I bet it is. This thing, right?
And here is the ribbon. Let us see if it was indeed used to write the letters
What
sent
the
by
heck is
ABC.
this?
I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if he wishes. All the letters announcing the murders were written on Cust's typewriter. ABC guys, enough to sign about a dozen murders. It's closed.
Okay.
ABC Guide. ABC.
Okay.
ABC.
What's the second thing?
ABC. It's closed. It's closed.
I want to look at the address on it. Oh my gosh.
ABC Guide.
We've
ABC
established that this is 1. Where's 2?
It's closed.
Oh. 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 Stop.
This knife is very useful. Who knows? Maybe it never cut anything other than string. Stockings. Trousers, white shirts. Everything has been washed very well. The Bexhill daily paper, dated from the day of the Bexhill murder. Most probably the basting dress repaired by Mrs. Marbury's expert hands. All the main articles referring to the ABC
Sounds
case
weird.
are here, from the Churston murder onwards. Nothing before that date. How hopeful. This place is a real mess.
Scruffy coat.
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance. War of 1914-1918. By the King's order, the name of Corporal A.B. Cust, Devonshire Regiment, was published on the London Gazette on May the 10th, 1918, as mentioned in a dispatch for gallant and distinguished service. An army dispatch, wounded on the Somme front, victim of a gas attack. Corporal Cust greatly deserves his distinction. Laudanum Cameron's Chemists.
Lab.
Laudanum, a medicine for coughs. It is what Dr. Clark prescribed for Mrs. Asher.
Mm-hmm.
This subject would probably be useful to me.
Sedative?
Diethyl barbituric acid,
Chloroform.
Johnson Company. I know this medicine. It is a powerful sedative. This subject would probably be useful to me.
Are we gonna knock Cust out? What have we not looked at?
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Whatever it is, we haven't found whatever we need to look at next. 6 out of 6. What's over there?
The least we can say
Ah,
that Mr.
okay.
Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
What about over here? Hi. Okay. Ego points. I mean, I looked at all the parts.
It is now the right time.
Ah.
ABC, guys.
I've already looked at that. Mm-hmm. We've looked at the desk. Well, we'll look at it again if we need to. I've already looked at all of this. I mean, the
At least we
mechanisms in
can
this
say
game
that
is
Mr. Cust
not
is not very
great.
concerned about order and balance.
It's weird seeing the knife floating here in the middle of the air like that. Mm. Honest to goodness, I'm not sure what else to click on that we haven't already clicked on.
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
I hate having to do that, but I'm gonna have to. The jacket, that's a pair of... I've tried clicking on that. Yeah. We looked at all of this. Nope. I would never have seen that.
This dark stain. It could be blood, but goodness knows how long it has been there. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Where was Cust at the time of Bexhill murder? Cust was probably in Bexhill.
The register shows that Cust did not sleep at the guest house on the day of the murder. Where was he? Bexhill. The Bexhill paper reveals it. Cust bought this newspaper in Bexhill on July the 25th. No use continuing the inspection of this room. I've seen all there is to see. Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury. Thank you for your help.
Bye.
She does seem rather chipper that
Ah, Chief
the murderer
Inspector.
was here.
I was about to leave.
Good evening, Chief Inspector. Welcome. Please excuse me, I must go to the kitchen. I'll leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police. And you?
I have established one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes.
Oh, okay, there was a little thing there a moment ago. Yeah. Oh, for that. Never mind.
It It looks like I found the real master of this
No,
house.
that's an orange kitty. Where's the kitty?
There is no need to worry about the household cat. I'm sure that Mrs. Marbury lets it do what it pleases.
But why pet it?
I had best talk to Jap.
Hey, buddy, can I talk to you in your ear hole like that?
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot. For me, there's no doubt Cust is guilty. Do you have any element that might prove the contrary?
That is what we're going to look for. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
It's really weird transitions. Was it possible for Cust to have killed the 3 victims? Ugh. I mean, I would say the letter, the fact that he has a murder weapon, and the ABCs would be enough, but that apparently isn't what he's looking for. I mean, he was in each of those areas when he said he wasn't. Oh, Fartna Stick was in all the towns. Are there common points between Cust and the killer? Yes, they have a condition. Oh, Cust and the killer. Sorry, Cust and the victims is what I read at first. Doop, doop, doop. Okay. He could have committed these crimes. Is Cust's behavior suspicious? Sure. Guilty.
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming. His presence at the scenes, the knife, the blood-stained shirt, the ABCs in a box.
C'est vrai. However, the blood Mrs. Marbury saw on Cust's shirt may have been his own. According to his medical records, he suffers from hemoptysis. The murderer cut Sir Carmichael's throat from behind, and the blood spurted outwards. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes. Yet we see quite the opposite. You would expect the murderer to keep the newspaper articles about his crimes. But Cust's collection starts in Cheston, as if it discovered the case rather late.
I agree it's troubling, but it doesn't change my mind. There's small details that we should be able to clear up by questioning Cust.
When can we talk to him?
Doncaster is sending him to us on the first train.
Are they questioning him already?
He says he can't remember a thing.
It's plausible. Doctors say he suffers from absences and amnesia. Mrs. Marbury has confirmed this.
He may have done the murders in an altered state.
A familiar situation.
It's not enough to clear his name. Dr. Thompson insisted that even if you don't know what you're doing, you never commit a murder without wanting to.
Très intéressant. I shall remember that.
Right. I'll go and examine the suspect's room.
Chief Inspector, I took the liberty of removing a few clues to examinatum.
All right, we'll discuss them tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to see if you've missed something.
Good luck. Looked at every single part in that room. Penny pulls out every single toy and plays with them. Like the
To
living room
Scotland
is
Yard, please.
covered with little mice and kick toys and balls. And I put them away every day. Oh boy.
This man is not in good shape.
He's also breathing hard.
He is worried and very tired. And other police have been hard on him.
What do you want from me?
Good day, ABC. Do you know who I am?
Someone who's got it in for me.
I am Hercule Poirot, and I want nothing other than the truth.
Ah, you're the detective.
Why did you send me a letter before each crime?
Why all these questions? When are you going to stop pestering me?
Maybe that wasn't the right question.
Poor man. He is in no state to... I am not going to leave. He is in no state to...
But you just... What am I supposed to do? Stare at him?
Poor man. If only I could help him.
Oh, I've got medicine. I've got medicine for you, buddy. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Happy Dose.
Take this. It will help you.
Thank you. Oh, good God, my shirt is covered in blood again.
Bon. I now know where the bloodstains Mrs. Marbury saw came from. Are you well enough to speak?
Yes, I feel much better.
Yes, I am the person you have been sending the letters to.
I didn't write these letters. I've already said so.
Maybe you forgot that you wrote these letters.
Yes, it's true. Sometimes I forget. Maybe I did type them.
Are you capable of murder, Mr. Cust?
All these questions are giving me a headache.
You suffered during the war.
It's true. I was wounded. I suffered. But the army was the only place I didn't feel inferior. No questions. Just orders to follow.
But ever since you were wounded, you have absences, bouts of amnesia.
And headaches.
Professor Clark treated you.
Yes, a few years ago he really helped me with my burned throat.
Hmm.
And to thank him, you murdered him?
Stop talking about these murders.
Do you deny being at the scene of the crimes?
So? There was no harm in being there. It was only for my work.
You were seen at all the crime scenes.
Yes, I was. I travel a lot. But not for pleasure. I am terribly unwell in trains. But I had to respect my engagements. My employer gave me very precise written instructions about the towns I had to visit.
Let's see. The company you claim to work for, Silky Legs, has never heard of you. And as for these letters they sent you, they were written on your own typewriter.
The company sent me the typewriter when I started working for them.
Yes, but the letters were received afterwards. So it would appear that you typed them before sending them to yourself.
I don't remember. Good God! I don't know what's happening to me. My head hurts terribly.
Jekyll and Hyde moment here coming up, maybe?
He is prey to a terrible anxiety. Is it remorse? Or simply the pressure of the questioning and the train journey?
Do I have to give him the other stuff?
Take this. It will help you.
Oh, I think I'll be fine.
Let us see, Cust. Look at me. You know very well that you committed these murders?
Yes, I know.
But I'm not wrong in saying that you do not know why you committed them.
No, I don't.
Hmm.
Let us leave Cust alone. He's at the end of his tether.
And what conclusions have you drawn?
Plenty. It might help us to understand him a little better. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
What do we know about Cust's health? Are there any clues that do not support Cust's guilt in the Churston murders? He did have blood on him, which we've established didn't make sense in the direction he was. Oh, okay. There it is. Okay. Are there any clues that do not support Churst's guilt? There are several details which show Cust is not guilty. Okay, what the heck is happening? Can we say without a shadow of doubt that Cust is guilty?
I don't see any clearer than before. This is worse.
There is one point to highlight. C'est curieux. Cust admits that he killed, but he does not know why. What did Dr. Thompson say? Even if Cust killed while in an altered state, it still must have been his deepest desire. He must have had a motive.
Let's keep it simple. Never mind his motive. He confessed.
But you see, he can confess to anything and everything. He denied the murders and then confessed to them. He confirmed that he never typed the letters. Then, with great ease, I managed to get him say quite the opposite.
He did.
Come on, he behaved like a guilty man. He lied to his landlady.
Because deep down he believes himself guilty. From the papers, he noticed that he had always been at the scene of the crimes. He must think that he killed and then simply forgot what he had done.
How can you be so sure?
Let us look at his psychological profile. You will understand my point of view. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Is it possible that there's a third party here that we don't know about? Doesn't quite match up, does it? So who influenced him? Or is using him as a red herring? This could salvage the game, if that's what's happening. That's the wrong series. Does Cust like trains? No, he does not. Is he impulsive? No.
You see? Cust's character is quite the opposite of the murderer's.
But if he's a madman, can we really talk about his character?
You know very well that our murderer does not behave like a psychopath. Apart from the signature, there is no ritual repetition in the choice of victims.
Very well, you're right as always. So we have no confession, no culprit, no suspects, nothing. And all that after 2 months of inquiry? What should I do?
Have faith. Just give me 24 hours.
Wow. Wow. Are we really doing this? Someone else is the bad guy?
To Whitehaven, please.
Cust's arrest is a great success for you, Poirot. It's all clear now, except maybe 1 or 2 details.
Details. Ah, mon ami. The devil is in the detail, as we say.
Excuse me?
Patience, Hastings. Everything will be clear once our guests arrive. Best be prepared. Slip a revolver into your pocket before they do.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be
A
what's her
revolver?
bucket?
But
It's gonna be
Poirot,
Thora.
What are you afraid of?
Trust me. It is important you carry a weapon for this meeting. I will lend you mine.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon.
That's over here in this cabinet that's locked, he said.
The white ammunition are blank cartridges. The others are real bullets. The revolver is loaded with real bullets. I still have time to choose blanks.
What?
The revolver is loaded with blanks. I still have time to choose real bullets.
Yeah, I wanted blanks.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role.
Did I not have it? Oh, there it is.
Voila, I entrust you with my weapon. It has hardly been used. It is almost new. Chief Inspector, is that you?
Yes. Sorry, but we haven't found anything.
Have you checked the typewriter?
And the packaging, the letter, and the ribbon reel. We've only found prints left by Cust and his landlady.
Well, never mind, I shall make do.
So, are you still going to hold your meeting?
Of course, Chief Inspector. I can hear my guest coming up the stairs.
Why have you brought us here, Mr. Poirot?
Since Cust's arrest, I thought it was all done and dusted. Miss Gray formally identified him, as well as Miss Barnard.
Yes, and the stockings he saw drove the same brand as the ones found at my aunt's.
This is all true. However, a case is not closed if some questions remain open. And one question is, why did the murderer send me his letters? Why did he challenge me, Hercule Poirot?
Perhaps he wanted to play with you, to taunt you.
Xenophobia? Maybe he didn't like you because you're foreign.
I may be wrong, but maybe by provoking you, he was looking for glory?
All these theories should be studied. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Why did the murderer make a mistake in the address? I did wonder that as well. Mistake was intentional. Why did the killer send letters to Hercule Poirot? Okay. He wrote to Poirot because his address is not very well known. That's
Is
it.
everything clear now?
You might like to explain your reasoning again.
Of course. First of all, remember that the murderer made it a rule to always post his letter before the murder. He never digressed from that rule. However, in Churston, he encountered a problem. The village has only 500 inhabitants. With advance warning, it would be easy to arrest him. Therefore, the murderer delayed his letters deliberately with the wrong address. The plan wouldn't have worked if he'd sent it to Scotland Yard or the papers because everybody knows their addresses. The mistake would have been corrected and the letter would have been on time. That is why the murderer chose me as the recipient.
Because for his plan to succeed, it was necessary for at least one of the letters to have a wrong address and get lost. It was very cunning.
Absolument. It is a very subtle plan. It matches the profile we have drawn up of him perfectly. That of an intelligent, daring and calculating murderer.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
We're at a
You are
critical
quite right,
point
mademoiselle.
in the
Like you will
story.
find it hard to believe that this
Yeah.
dull character is the clever murderer we are looking for.
Do madmen... I mean, if he's mad, he might have two
Thanks
very
for the
different
raids,
sides.
Sleuth Boys.
No doubt. But the murderer is not mad. All the specialists agree that he does not have the profile of the psychopath.
But if Cust is not guilty, how do you explain his presence at the scene of the crimes?
Mr. Clark, the answer to your question is in the medical records of your brother's patients. Documents which Cust most certainly did
It's
not
like
have
the
access
longest
to.
dialogue part of the game we've had.
Let us now try and get our brain
Oh,
cells
okay,
to
good.
work.
I've enjoyed this. So I had never seen or watched or played these before, and so I've been a little disappointed up to this point. Like the complexity of the puzzles wasn't really what I'd like, and then also just the mechanics of moving around isn't great either. But we've reached a point in the storyline now that it's like there might be a twist that I didn't expect that I'm good with. It might save the game. So that's what we're up to, just so you know. In my defense, I've played a lot of different other puzzle games that are point and click as well. So it's just, I think I have different expectations for point and click stuff. All right, what do we know about Cust, who we thought was the murderer, but now, after doing our analysis, doesn't seem like it is him? I have no idea who did it. He's definitely easily influenced. He doesn't like trains. He really wasn't a door-to-door salesman, though. I mean, that's true, though. There it is. Okay. Mentally fragile and easily manipulated. How to explain Cust's presence at the crime scenes? Well, he claimed he was a door-to-door salesman, but he actually wasn't. Well, he was a door-to-door salesman. I still stick by that one. And some of the ways that they've set these puzzles up aren't as logical as some of the others they have in the game. So there's like this unevenness in the way that you approach it. That's another issue I have with it. Oi, 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 oi. How do you explain Cust's presence? I mean, he was there. There's only so many combinations of these, right? Like it shouldn't be that hard, but Bubs, hi. Miss Aveline's here. Okay, so this is this one? What? Cuss was manipulated. The killer made him go to the town as to hide his tracks? What?
Dr. Clark's patient's records provided a very useful list of potential victims, sorted by alphabetical order. The killer definitely used it, explaining the fact that all the victims were former patients of the doctor. It is this fact that clears Cust once and for all, because he never had access to these records.
Still think it's Thora.
So how did he happen to be at the scene of the crimes? Either the murderer sent him there, or Cust was following him closely. Cust's highly suggestible nature leads us to the second hypothesis. The murderer was manipulating him. He systematically sent Cust to the towns where he was going to strike, so that the suspicion would land on the poor man's shoulder.
That's evil. What sort of killer could have such a plan? And what would he gain from 3 completely different murders?
Indeed, it seems unlikely that the same murderer committed all the crimes. What should we take from that?
There's more than one? What? That would be such an Agatha Christie thing if there were multiple murderers. I'm doing this one.
There is not one murderer, but 3 accomplices, who all used the same scenario.
Do you mean that 3 murderers with quite different aims joined
2016,
forces to
Pebbles.
create a smoke screen? Here's another question. Is it still necessary to find a motive for each crime? And the one in Andover poses problems.
Right?
Why was poor Mrs. Asher killed?
Indeed. It would be best to forget the theory.
Dang it. So it's not... Okay, she just talked us out of it. It was the 3. It would be just like an Agatha Christie, you know, obviously. But, okay, if it's not that one...
You sit on a throne of lies.
That's right. Thanks for the follow, Lucira. Oh my goodness. All right, so say that one murderer is the interest to the killer. Say that the murderer kills for pleasure. Say the killer has developed a taste for murder. That's right. We all cross paths in various streams, yes. Say that the killer's developed a taste for murder?
The murderer first killed for money, but then began to enjoy it.
But Mr. Poirot, the first murder was my aunt, and nobody had anything to gain from killing her.
Ah, certes. Therefore, this is not what happened.
Okay, so it's letting me do all of it. Oh, cool. Yeah. I think the doctor was really the ultimate goal. Baldur's Gate 3. Oh my goodness.
Just one murder was of benefit to the murderer. The others were just diversions. On reflection, there is only one conclusion. The murderer killed once out of interest and twice to divert our attention. This reasoning points at two potential culprits.
Franklin Clark. Donald Fraser?
Yes, mademoiselle. That's good thinking. Mr. Fraser may have killed Betty out of jealousy. Mr. Clark may have killed his brother in order to inherit his large fortune. Both have a motive.
But Donald did not have access to Dr. Clark's records.
Please allow me to disagree with you, mademoiselle.
Ooh. What does Donald do again? One of this. Oh my goodness, Abby Dose. Don't do. No. I don't think it was this one. And I don't think it was this one either, so I'm going with it.
He works for Court and Brunskill, one of whose clients was Sir Carmichael.
It doesn't prove that I went to Comeside.
You could have done it, and you may have used the opportunity to take a look at Sir Carmichael's records.
You think I'm guilty?
You or Mr. Franklin Clark?
That's ridiculous.
Both of you have a motive. The question is, which of you has the profile that most resembles the murderer? Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Okay. Is Donald clever? He does love trains. Is Donald sure of himself? No. Is he a seducer? Yes. Does Donald like trains? Yes, we know this. I like turtles. Is he impulsive? A little bit. A little bit. Is he generous?
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald may share many character traits with the murderer, but he does not have his cold indifference. He has a temper. It is hard to imagine him planning anything. Also, jealousy is his motive, and crimes of passion are rarely planned.
Right, I suppose it's my turn to be subjected to the same scrutiny.
Correct.
Absolument, Mr. Clark.
Absolutely.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
I don't know how to say things in French. Is he clever? Yeah, he had good grades. Is he sure of himself? Self-confident. Is he a seducer? Yeah, he is. Does he like trains? Yeah, he likes the Railway Children. Or Boxcar Kids, if you know that game. Or whatever. Book. Is he impulsive? Couldn't read the other half of this. Is he generous? He is.
As you have all seen, there is a disturbing similarity between Mr. Clark's profile and that of the killer. In actual fact, it is exactly the same.
Mr. Poirot, your psychological studies are interesting, but your conclusions do not add up. Why would I have wished my brother's death? The inheritance is lawfully mine. I just have to wait.
No, you had to act quickly. Because of Miss Grey. Mademoiselle, although you haven't been telling the truth, there is no doubt in my mind that you would have found a way to marry Sir Carmichael after Lady Clark's death. For you, Mr. Clark, it was a disaster. If Miss Grey had children by your brother, you would not have inherited a thing. You realized the danger after reading several letters from ComSide, especially one in which your brother opened his heart to you. So you hurried home from China, and you took action. In truth, Cust was no more than a puppet manipulated by the real culprit. You, Mr. Clark.
Such an imagination, Mr. Poirot. In fact, nobody manipulated Cust. The famous instructions he received by post. He wrote them on the typewriter. We know that for sure.
You gave him the typewriter.
Oh, no. You know perfectly well that is not true. Eh bien, voilà. Light has now been shed on the ABC murders.
Your theories are ingenious, but you haven't any proof.
One point to him. For the moment, I have no material proof. Either I admit to it, or I bluff.
Bluff. We gotta bluff.
One thing proves it. A carton of placed cigarettes you stole from Mrs. Asher and found at your home.
You have nothing on me. You're bluffing, Mr. Poirot. Come on, Thora, there's nothing for us to do here.
Don't touch me.
Thora!
I understand why you never wanted to lend me your new typewriter, and why you were searching through your brother's things. And the hole you dug on the moors. What did you hide there? The knife you used to kill your brother?
All right. Well played. I lose. The game's up.
Yay! Just like in Suits, the lawyers always bluff. Yeah.
Don't come near me! I'll never let you take me, Mr. Poirot.
It's a good thing I put blanks in there.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clark, there is no easy death for you. I expected your reaction, so I used blanks.
Victory!
I'm sorry, mademoiselle, but your second chance has been lost. Franklin Clark will never inherit his brother's fortune.
Damn. Small donkey? The heck is that? Meow meow.
Disappointed at having missed the chance to become Lady Clark, Thora Grey left England.
Put you in jail. Right away.
Donald Fraser and Megan Barnard married.
Right to jail. Right away.
Right to jail.
On Poirot's recommendation, Mary Drower started to work for Lady Clark. The elderly lady's condition suddenly took a turn for the better. And a few months later, to Dr. Logan's great surprise, she was back on her feet again. According to this eminent physician, it appears to be an extremely rare case of spontaneous remission.
Oh, okay.
Lady Clark has enjoyed very good health ever since. Journal of an Innocent, the incredible story of ABC. As for A.B. Cust, after being advised by Poirot, he made a great deal of money by selling his story to the press. And as for me, and with business booming, the Black Swan has become the #1 tourist attraction in the whole of Yorkshire, even more popular than York Minster.
Minster? I'm sorry, I don't think that's a real accent.
Great story. Compelling and rich.
Yay! We did it! Sorry, baby girl. Okay. Okay. Interesting. You're good there. I'm putting this here for now. Let's see what we got from our bonuses. I did it! Trophies. There was like so many trophies in this game. I didn't get this one? Oh, man. I got a small donkey, medium or large donkey. What? Cleaning tomcat. What the heck? All the mustaches. Oh, sheriff mustache? Dang. I wonder if, is it possible to get all of them? I wish this would tell me more about it. I bet the Steam one will. Let's look at that. So I got all of these. Snowflake. You believe a cemetery is a source of beauty and order generates virtue. Sort through things and tidy up. Okay. You're being stoned by the press, but you're taking matters calmly. Only 27% of players got that. And then hidden achievements, there's a couple, but I don't want to spoil, whatever. Anti-trophy, making Mrs. Drower cry. Incenses burner, newspaper that was criticizing you are praising you. Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, something about this. Dragons. Sheriff mustache, you intervened just in time. Your fortuitous phone call probably saved the life of the owner of the Black Swan. Excuse me, I did save his life. I should have a sheriff mustache. Your mustache is at the heart of personal care. So, okay, small donkey means I made a small mistake. Right? Oh, yeah, I made a small mistake. All right, interesting. I have to say, I was a little frustrated at times with getting around the game, like from one place to another wasn't sometimes logical. And I felt like some of the puzzles could have been harder, but I did really like the end, how the storyline progressed. That was nice. The twist at the end, I'm all for it. Agatha Christie, every time. Yes! So I do look forward to the other Agatha Christie games I have in my wish list that I plan on playing once they go on sale. When they go on sale. So yeah, that's That's it. What did y'all think? Those of you who hung around and maybe have played it before, what are your thoughts on it? I love that book, and it makes me sad that I can't play that game. Like, it's not available to play. Greek God musical game? Free? What the heck is this? What the heck is this? Oh, if I could spell, would be good. That's not a thing in here, apparently. What? Oh, is it called Stray Gods? What? The role-playing musical? What? What the heck is this?
Lost girl, I know I'm not a lost girl, but this is all new, and I don't know what to do.
A killer is on the loose.
Calliope! Please, come on.
Do you really expect us to believe that Calliope chose you?
We are the chorus, the gods who remain, hidden in your modern world. I'm afraid you have to die. This isn't justice! I can prove myself. Everybody can feel the agony that's hidden there.
What the heck?
See the shallow grave we're digging here. Everybody. Should we endure? Should we interfere? Everybody. Should I be part of this or disappear? Everybody wants to see you fall in love.
You can make us sing, but the song will always be ours.
Interesting. Murder musical numbers? Play as Grace in a world where Greek gods live in hiding among us. Change your fate as you draw friends, foes, lovers into song, using your powers of musical persuasion to unravel the mystery of the last muse's death.
Do it.
Okay. Well, if you're turning in points for that, I will be happy to put that on the list. That's how this works, remember? You could find Then There Were None on an Abandonware. Oh. Okay. I'll have to look into that. All right, Free, is this the one you want to be added to the queue? You did. Unusual Findings is on the list. It hasn't been on sale yet. No, wait. Did I get that one? Oh, I have it in my... I have it. I got it. I already got that one. It's in the list, though. I have to remember what was next, though. I think yours was next. So it is Spice and Nay and Abydos, Skylar, and then Free. Yours is next. Unusual Findings. Oh! But I will add this to the list as well. Now you're poor again? Why? Oh, in points? I was like, what? Psst, you'll get it back. You'll get it back. Oh, goodness. Let's see. All right, I've added that. I'm seeing if... Oh, you know what we should do? We're gonna raid. Because I don't like starting a new game. We're gonna raid Gooba and Jetpack. Because they're playing this bed we made. Ah, we love it.
You made.
And they just started. Oh boy. So if you want to grab this raid message here, oop, I'm going to put that in intermission. There we go. Grab that raid message and we'll go see our friends Gooba and Jetpack.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
Yay! I hope that you all have a good week. Please take care of yourselves, especially in the areas that are getting some snowy weather. Please be careful driving, getting places, walking, all those things. Gooba and Jetpack. All right, so you all have a good week. And I will catch you all over in Gooba and Jetpack's chat. Semper Ivy Sabui!